Hello dreamers, and welcome back to Dream Queen by Perla'S. So we have Taurus, Cancer, Cusp, and this is your weekly reading. And again guys, these are general readings, so just take whatever applies to you, and if it doesn't this week, it is what it is, right? You're holding back, you're holding back from telling somebody a truth or telling somebody off. There is this very energy of like almost like somebody biting their tongue when it comes to a situation. Now this can be in any area of your life. There's somebody that really is testing your patience, is really testing your, it's really testing you. And on a side note, this is a little side story because it just came up and it literally just happened this week. One of my kids was in school, and he, because it is a he, it was at the end of the day and they were getting ready to get on the bus to come home. And a kid, now there's more to the backstory, but this is what happened. The kid comes over and pushes him, like deliberately pushes him and tells him to move. So this kid of mine, he's more of a, he's a fellow Capricorn like myself, and he has a lot of patience and he's very laid back in a lot of situations, to be honest. He's always focused like on his goals, his things. Like he's not really out there like in little cliques or anything like that. And he's been like that since he was a child, or since he was younger, because he's still a child. So he gets out of line, right? And he goes to approach a teacher to let her know what happened, right? And the teacher, and this is no shade to anybody or anything like that. I get it. It's the end of the day. You want to go home. So the quicker you get these kids on the bus, the quicker you go home. Well, the teacher kind of like doesn't even let him talk and dismisses him and tells him to go back in line. So he's like, all right. So in his mind, he already, he's following the rules of the school, right? If somebody hits you, quote unquote, or touches you or whatever, you're supposed to let a teacher, a staff member, somebody, an adult know, right? So in his mind, he's like, well, I attempted. It is what it is. So he gets back in line. The kids come back around and pushes him again and tells him, I told you to move. At this point, my son goes ahead and pushes the kid back. And the way that he explained it was that he saw the kid about to, like picking up his hand to punch him. And he was like, you know what, Mom? I allowed him to land the first punch. And I was like, okay. And I was like, and what happened next? He goes like, I went all in. And he literally went all in. And I mean, when I spoke to the school, whatever, it was like 3 adults trying to get my kid off this kid, to the point where until my son didn't see this boy on the floor, he didn't stop, right? And by no means, and I mean, everybody, we all have our different opinions and we can all agree to disagree, right? I always tell, I have a rule in my household anyways, when it comes to school, when it comes to being outside of the house, anybody can say whatever the hell they want to say. They can shout whatever the hell they want to shout. They can call you names. They can say whatever they want to say. It's irrelevant. You choose to take the words if you want to or not. But the moment somebody lays a finger on you, all bets are off, right? And I know I probably get a lot of shade for this because a lot of people are like, oh, you're encouraging violence. No, I'm not encouraging violence. There's a difference between me telling my kids to go ahead and look for trouble versus me telling my kids to defend themselves. And in my eyes, my child was defending himself, right? So, you know, I was talking to the vice principal. I was talking to, you know, the people at school and stuff like that. And they were like, yeah, and it's not about, this is the reason why I'm sharing the story is not to boast that my son did whatever. Is the fact that this is kind of like the energy where somebody is testing your patience, and when you blow up, all bets are off and hell is going to break loose. So it could be that somebody thinks that they're intimidating you. Somebody's trying to or someone is trying to intimidate you, or someone is trying to pressure you into something that you don't want to do, or something that you don't agree with. It's almost kind of like that type of energy, and it's almost like you're getting to the point where you have to almost like defend yourself, because now it is not so much about the person at a distance saying things, but now the person is almost like within your space, like within your personal space, right? And it's almost like a lot of you are questioning or asking like, okay, do I keep on ignoring this, or do I shut this down? Now, depending on the situation or who this situation involves, the storyline, let's put it this way, is going to be different, right? But there is an almost like a needing to stand your ground, or needing to stand up for yourself in a situation. And you may have been battling as far as like, well, if I do that, like, it's almost like you're asking like, how are you going to be viewed? And for that, the response is for you, does it really matter? Because people are only seeing, right, the outcome, not what led to the outcome, right? So at the end of the day, you and the other person that is involved within the situation are the only two people that really know what has been going on. And the only person, physical person, let's put it this way, in this world that you owe an explanation to, as far as like defending yourself, is yourself. But I feel that the moment that you choose to go ahead and defend yourself, and again, I'm not sending anybody out here to go ahead and pick a fight or go ahead and end up in jail. That's not what I'm saying. When you decide to stand up for yourself within a situation, you're going to feel this release and this energy of like, okay, I cannot allow that to happen again. I cannot allow anyone to try to intimidate me. I cannot allow anybody to try and control me or control my decisions. And that's basically the gist of it, right? Because, and again, with how things are in society now, that and everybody gets offended so easily over the smallest little thing, right? And it's almost to the point where when you defend yourself, you're the one that is being seen as a villain or as a bad person, not the person that is actually starting, and the person that you have tried to that you've had a lot of patience with, right? The person that you've tried to ignore, the person that you've tried to block, or whatever it is. Like, the instigator is then seen as a victim when you stand up for yourself. And it's not that I'm not calling you a victim. I really, it is very hard to get out of that mentality where like the victim mentality and stuff like that. But it's almost kind of like that energy. Like, you've had all the patience in the world with the situation and with the person. And it's gotten to the point where it's like, you know what, I'm going to have to stand my ground. And it's almost like the minute that you decide to do that, you do kind of feel like outcasted, or you do feel outed out within a certain group of people. It may be family members, it may be friends that feel that you went about something the wrong way. And what you have to, again, is remember, they don't have the whole story. So it is what it is. Because personally, you're going to be feeling amazing. So let's go ahead, excuse me, and let's pull out 3 tarot cards. So this is interesting. We have the High Priestess in the reverse, the 9 of Pentacles in the upright, and then we have the Queen of Wands. So again, there is this energy where you may have seeked advice from other individuals, other people, to help you with the situation, and you've tried everything you could, and it's still there, right? And it's almost like now you have to defend yourself. Now you have to deal with it the way that you wanted to deal with it in the first place. And that's kind of like where your gut instincts and your own connecting, allowing the connection to flow through between like your higher self, and allowing yourself not to fall into these types of energies again. So now let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card. Now this can be confirmation to the reading, your advice, or simply something that you need to know that you're unaware of. So one card, Spirit, one card Spirit. Dust a Devil, number 15, moving out of stagnation. So this situation is coming to an end this week, whatever it is. However it is that somebody's trying to control you, however it is that someone is trying to manipulate you, you're putting an end to it this week, and you're standing up for yourself. Let the, what does it say? What does it say? Let the chips fall where they may. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but that's what came to mind. As always, guys, thank you for all your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. Thank you to all of those that have been donating. It is greatly appreciated. And if you have not liked, share, or subscribed, I encourage you to do so. It helps with growing the channel, getting the video out there for more people, as well as keeping me accountable. For personal readings, all that information can be found down below in the description. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Mwah! Love you all. Bye-bye.